everyone, and welcome to the official draw for the 2021 Concacaf W Qualifiers. My name is Kaylin Kyle, and it is a real pleasure to be here with all of you, including the participating nations who are also following us live from their homes. For today's event, we have many surprises planned, including the participations of personalities from the world of women's football, and who have been involved from the launch in the Confederation's new and exciting senior women's national team competitions, taking place from 2021 through to 2024. And as well as the Concacaf W We Belong, a multifaceted campaign that will continue to deliver on the core objectives of creating access to football for women and girls, as we in Concacaf Women's Football Strategy debuted in 2019.
I went from maybe I can to I know I will. From it would be nice to I just did. From isn't she cute to fight. I feel alone turned into we've got each other's back. Coaches who seem stuck on we can now say we did. Sports writers went from will they make it to they just broke another record. From women's football to every 90 minutes, I'm reminded we belong.
That video gives me absolute goosebumps. I'm delighted to be on this stage to officially kick off today's draw. Please join me in welcoming CONCACAF Secretary General, Mr. Philippe Maggio.
Thank you very much, Kaylin, and good afternoon to everyone who has tuned in for this exciting CONCACAF W Qualifiers draw. In 2019, with the support of our member associations, we launched our CONCACAF W strategy with a bold and ambitious aim of transforming women's football in our region. And now, in 2021, which is the 60th anniversary of CONCACAF, we're very excited to share the details of our new women's national team competitions and how they will deliver more for teams, for players, and for fans in our region. Through these competitions, we will more than double the number of official CONCACAF women's national team matches happening over a 4-year cycle. We will have a revamped CONCACAF W Championship, which will qualify 4 to 6 teams into the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023, along with a new format for qualifying teams to the Summer Olympic Games. And we will launch the first ever CONCACAF W Gold Cup coming in 2024. Today's draw for the CONCACAF W qualifiers, which will begin in November, is the beginning of these new exciting matches and competition. And it kicks off the road to the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023 for 30 of our CONCACAF women's national teams. And while today's draw focuses on senior women's national team, we're looking ahead with great anticipation to the FIFA U20 Women's World Cup Costa Rica in 2022 and the CONCACAF U17 and U20 Women's Championship, which both take place this year. It's truly an exciting time for women's football in our region. Thank you to all the member associations, partners, and stakeholders who are supporting us on this journey to develop women's football across our region. I am so excited for the draw and to see the opening CONCACAF W qualification matches unfold this November. And so before handing it back to Kaylin and continuing with this afternoon's draw, I will leave you with a video explaining all of our new women's national team competitions and how they connect to create this exciting new ecosystem for us. Thank you very much.
CONCACAF has launched a new structure for its senior women's national teams competitions, which will begin in 2021 and includes 2 major centralized summer tournaments, the Concacaf W Championship in 2022 and a first ever Concacaf W Gold Cup in 2024. The new calendar will prioritize providing more official match dates for all CONCACAF women's senior national teams. It will ensure there is elite competition to showcase the highest level of women's international football in our region. The new structure will kick off in November of 2021 with the CONCACAF W qualifiers between the nations ranked 3 and below according to the FIFA Women's Ranking of July 2021. These matches will be the first round of CONCACAF's qualifiers to the FIFA Women's World Cup Australia and New Zealand 2023. The 30 nations that will participate in the CONCACAF W qualifiers will be divided into 6 groups of 5 teams. After group stage play, where each nation will play 2 matches at home and 2 matches away, during the FIFA Women's Match windows of November 2021 and April 2022, the top finisher in each of these groups will advance to the CONCACAF W Championship, joining USA and Canada, the Confederation's top 2 ranked nations. During the summer of 2022, the CONCACAF W Championship will take place as a centralized competition. This important tournament will serve as CONCACAF's final round of qualifying for the FIFA Women's World Cup Australia and New Zealand 2023 and the 2024 Paris Summer Olympic Games. The 8 participating nations, including the United States and Canada, who have received a bye straight to this championship, and the 6 first-round group winners will be divided into 2 groups of 4 teams. After group stage play, the top 2 finishers in each group will qualify for the competition's semifinals and guarantee their place in the FIFA Women's World Cup Australia and New Zealand 2023. Additionally, both third-place finishers will advance to a FIFA Women's World Cup Intercontinental Playoff. The semifinals, third-place match, and final of the CONCACAF W Championship will be played in a single-match direct elimination format. At the conclusion of the tournament, the champion will qualify for the 2024 Paris Summer Olympic Games, while the runner-up and third-place finisher will progress to a CONCACAF Olympic play-in. The CONCACAF W Championship winner will also qualify directly to the group stage of the CONCACAF W Gold Cup. The winner of the CONCACAF Olympic play-in, to be played in September of 2023, will qualify as the region's second representative at the 2024 Paris Summer Olympic Games. They will also qualify for the group stage of the CONCACAF W Gold Cup. Following the conclusion of the FIFA Women's World Cup Australia and New Zealand in August of 2023, where a minimum of 4 CONCACAF nations will participate, the road to the first ever CONCACAF W Gold Cup will begin. 33 CONCACAF national teams, not including the 2 who will compete in the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, will be split into groups within 3 leagues according to their CONCACAF women's ranking. League A will be composed of the top 9 ranked nations, divided into 3 groups of 3 teams. League B of the next 12 best-ranked teams, divided into 3 groups of 4 teams. And League C of the lowest-ranked 12 teams, divided into 3 groups of 4 teams. After home and away group stage play, during the FIFA Women's Match windows of September, October, and November 2023, the top finishers in each of the League A groups will qualify for the CONCACAF W Gold Cup group stage. The second-place finishers in each of the League A groups and the first-place finishers in each of the League B groups will have the opportunity to compete in a play-in to qualify for the group stage. The 2024 CONCACAF W Gold Cup will consist of 12 teams split into 3 groups of 4, including the 2022 CONCACAF W Championship winner, the CONCACAF Olympic play-in winner, the 3 Road to CONCACAF W Gold Cup League A group winners, the 3 Road to CONCACAF W Gold Cup play-in match winners, and 4 guest national teams from other confederations. The participating teams will be split into 3 groups. After single round-robin play, the group winners, runners-up, and the 2 best third-place finishers will qualify for the knockout stage, which will consist of quarterfinals, semifinals, and a final. At the conclusion of the 4-year cycle, the region's women's national teams will have competed in a minimum of 195 official matches, which represents a 118% increase compared to the previous 4-year cycle. Together, all of these new competitions will accelerate the growth of women's football in CONCACAF and provide a consistent structure of matches and competitions for our member associations. They will also inspire the next generation of women and girls in our region to develop a passion for football. Concacaf, love for our game.
Philippe, thank you for your remarks and sharing this new and exciting CONCACAF Senior Women's National Team competition calendar that will begin in just a couple months. As a former player, I'm delighted. I'm glad that there's more games to grow the women's game, and just seeing how these participating teams compete to qualify for not only the FIFA Women's World Cup and the Olympics, but also the first ever W Gold Cup. Prior to commencing with the W Qualifiers draw, please join me in welcoming Karina LeBlanc, former goalkeeper for Canada, head of CONCACAF Women's Division. Do you know what time zone you're in? Do you know where you are in the world? Because you've been traveling everywhere.
Honestly, all I know is I'm so happy to be back on the same field, stage with you. And everybody at home right now is not really wanting us to reminisce. They want to get on this draw. So let's get on with the draw.
Well, Karina, just a few moments ago, Philippe introduced the CONCACAF new women's footballing calendar through to 2021 to 2024, which now includes two major summer centralized tournaments, W Championship in 2022 and the first ever W Gold Cup in 2024. Additionally, these two tournaments will now have qualifying rounds, allowing teams to compete year-round. In your opinion, how much will this benefit the development of young players?
Kaylin, it is huge, game-changing for the development of the women's game, but most importantly, we all know that competition drives development. You have the opportunity to compete at two of the highest levels with the Olympics and the World Cup. These also helps us reach our strategic objectives of growing participation, building sustainable foundations, and changing perceptions, because you and I know the importance of what home games means to the game. When you see things, you start to believe things. When you have home games, which is now allowed with this opportunity with some of our nations which have never had this chance, that's a big deal for the young girls. They're able to see the women who look like them play with their country flag on their hearts. For the players also, it means a huge things, because to play at home in a home stadium with your friends and family around, it's massive. And finally, it's an opportunity for the elite players to play at the highest level 4 times in 4 years with our W Championships, our W Gold Cup, and the FIFA competitions.
Now, I know we said we weren't reminiscing, but I'm so delighted that CONCACAF is bringing so many major tournaments in, because when I fell in love with the sport, it was coming to watch players like you, Christine Sinclair's, my idols, my role models. Now we're sharing the stage, and we were roommates. We'll leave those stories for another day. But before we introduce our next two guests who will be assisting us with the draw, let's quickly review the format and dates for the 2021 CONCACAF W Qualifiers.
Yes, we will have 30 participating nations divided into 6 groups of 5 teams. These matches will take place during the FIFA Women's International windows of November 2021 and April 2022. After group stage play, where each nation will play 2 matches at home and 2 matches away, the top finisher of each of the 6 groups will advance to the CONCACAF W Championships, joining USA and Canada, the top 2 teams who received a straight bye from the group stage into the CONCACAF W Championships.
And as a reminder for everyone, teams will qualify for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, 2024 Summer Olympic Games, and the 2024 Gold Cup via the Double Championship. For more details on that tournament, draw, host, and format, we will announce that at a later date. Now, Karina, to conduct the draw, you're going to need some assistance. You don't need me up here. And we have 2 very talented players from our region. The first one is a former Jamaican women's national team player. She represented the Reggae Girls 32 times and scored an impressive 31 goals. Please welcome Tashana Vincent.
Tashana.
Can I say something quick? 31 goals in 32 appearances. You need to teach me your tricks.
What can I say? I'm a natural striker, always scoring.
Tashana, you saw the We Belong video.
Definitely.
We talked about making sure that every young girl and player feels seen and heard. When you actually saw the video and those 2 words, what did it mean to you?
Karina, when I saw the We Belong, it brings back childhood memories of me as a young lady growing up in Waterford, Jamaica, when I would go to the football field and I would be one of the last person chosen or one of the persons told to sit on the side and wait for a game. And through 5 minutes and 10 minutes of play when the game was about to finish, I proved that I belong on that field with the boys. And when I see we belong, it just brings me back to those days.
Talk about belong. 2019 Women's World Cup. Jamaica makes it for the first time. Talk about the impact that had on the country.
Honestly, Karina, I do not think that I have the eloquence to explain what that meant. However, I will say that we have seen the participation rate of females skyrocketed, and also the support from parents. We see parents calling and asking, where can my daughter play? Where do they have teams? And all of that. So I must commend every girl that participated in Jamaica and said that we are making it. We are proving that we belong.
We belong. Let's get more Jamaicans more often. Kaylin, you have somebody else you have coming on, don't you?
I have another special guest. Before I get to her, Tashana, I feel like you could take the hosting role because your personality is so infectious and you're so good in front of the camera. But without further ado, our second draw assistant is former Division I player from the University of Miami. She's also represented the Guatemalan women's national team at both the U17 and U20 level. Please welcome Lauren Markwith. Okay, first and foremost, you look fabulous, flawless. Welcome to the stage. I mean, we're all really dressed to impress today. I'm absolutely loving it. Now, obviously, Lauren, you saw the We Belong. When you heard about it, what stood out to you?
Kaylin, I am so excited for the women's game to finally get the recognition that it deserves. Concacaf has created more games, more tournaments. That's not only going to benefit the bigger countries, but also the smaller countries like Guatemala. And I am so excited as a former player and a current advocate for the women's game to watch it grow.
And you really are a current advocate for the women's game. Not only did you kill it on the soccer pitch, you were killing it in the media world. And I'm lucky enough to work alongside you. But Lauren, with the new women's football ecosystem, which allows more home games, how much will this impact the growth of the game? You touched on it briefly.
More home games is so important because it allows an opportunity for people in the community as well as young female footballers to come and be a part of the game. Go out to the field, watch their role models out on the pitch, and it means so much to young girls. As you said, you see it and you believe it. So more resources means more opportunity, and it just goes back to we belong.
Well, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us. Your job's not done yet, okay? I'm not going to let you off the hot seat. Karina, it's the time we've all been waiting for. Myself to leave the stage and for you guys to conduct the draw. So I will leave it. The floor is yours.
I'm already missing you, Kaylin. You'll be back in a little bit, but thank you so much. To better understand the draw procedures, let's watch the following video.
The official draw for the Concacaf W qualifiers will be carried out using a single blind system involving 4 pots. Based on the FIFA Women's World Ranking of July 2021, the 6 highest ranked participating teams will each be pre-seeded into one group, and the other 24 teams will be distributed in pots 1, 2, 3, and 4 as follows. Pot 1, non-seeded 6 highest ranked participating teams. Pot 2, next 6 highest ranked participating teams. Pot 3, next 6 highest ranked participating teams. Pot 4, 2 lowest ranked participating teams and the 4 non-ranked participating teams. The draw will begin by placing the 6 pre-seeded teams into positions A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, and F1, with the highest ranked team in Group A and the lowest ranked team in Group F. Once the groups for the pre-seeded teams have been confirmed, the draw for the teams in Pot 1 will start. The first team drawn from Pot 1 will be placed in Group A, position A2, followed by the second team in Group B, position B2, the third team in Group C, position C2, the fourth team in Group D, position D2, the fifth team in Group E, position E2, and the sixth team in Group F, position F2. The same process will be followed for pots 2, 3, and 4, using positions 3, 4, and 5 in each group respectively, ensuring that there is at least one team from each pot in each group. Once the last team from pot 4 has been drawn and placed in Group F, position 5, the draw will conclude.
All right, Tashana and Laura, before we begin drawing nations, let's review how the participating nations have been pre-seeded and divided into the pots. Based on the FIFA Women's World Ranking, the 6 highest ranked participating teams are pre-seeded into one group each as follows. Mexico, Group A. Costa Rica, Group B. Jamaica, Group C. Panama, Group D, Haiti, Group E, Trinidad and Tobago, Group F. The other 24 teams will be distributed into pots 1, 2, 3, and 4 as follows. In pot 1, thanks to the help of Tashana, the non-seeded 6 highest-ranked participating teams, Guatemala, Guyana, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and El Salvador. In pot 2, with again the help of Tashana, next 6 highest-ranked participating teams, Honduras, Nicaragua, Suriname, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, and Bermuda. In pot 3, thanks to Lauren, the next 6 highest-ranked participating teams, with St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, Grenada, U.S. Virgin Islands, Belize, and Antigua and Barbuda. And finally, in pot 4, thanks again to the amazing assistance of Lauren, the 2 lowest-ranked participating teams and the 4 non-ranked participating teams with Curacao, Aruba, Anguilla, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, and Turks and Caicos. Ladies, I feel like it's like game time, right?
It's game time.
Are you ready? I know the
step up.
players at home are ready to go. So let's get this started. Tashana, you ready?
Let's go.
Get those nerves. All right. Let's see who will be with Mexico.
And first up, we have
All right, Tashana, do it right.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico has made 5 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was in 1998, where they reached the group stage.
The next one goes to Costa Rica, who will be hosting our U20 World Cup. Tashana, who do we have?
Let's go. And it is Guatemala.
Guatemala has made 6 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best performance was in 1998 when they finished in 4th place.
Well, before we get to Group C, that's you over here, Lauren.
My country.
You feeling good?
I'm feeling so good.
Okay, so now we go to Group C with Jamaica. Tashana, you feeling good? Because this is a lot of pressure.
Karina. We ain't afraid of people.
Let's see who you're going to be playing.
Let's go and see who we face. Dominican Republic.
The Dominican Republic has made 5 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best performance was in 2006, where they made it to the 2nd round.
All right, Tashana.
Let's
Group
go.
D with Panama. People are waiting, Tashana. Take your time. Take your time here.
And the next one is El Salvador.
El Salvador has made 6 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was at the pre-qualification round in 2 editions.
Group E with Haiti.
Let's
Who's Haiti
go.
going to be taking on? I know you've played against Haiti a couple times.
Definitely. Some of the hardest fought games. I must commend the Haitians. Cuba.
Cuba has made 3 appearances in the qualifiers. The best result was in group stage in 2018.
And then Group F with Trinidad and Tobago.
Let us see who our neighbors Trinidad and Tobago play. Guyana.
The Lady Jags have made 3 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best performance was in 2010, where they reached the group stage.
Well, Tashana's already moved over to pot 2, so why am I even here? All right, why don't you take a sphere and tell us who's going to be playing?
Let's go. And we spin it and I pick one out and let us see. And it is Suriname.
Suriname's best performance in qualifying was in 2002 and 2006, when they reached the 2nd round.
And
All right, Group B with Costa Rica and Guatemala. Don't get nervous, Lauren.
I'm a little nervous. Make sure
Let's
it's
see
good.
who Lauren team faces. St. Kitts and Nevis.
The Sugar Girls have made 4 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best performance was in 2014, when they reached the 2nd round of qualification.
All right, let's see who's going to be in Group C. I don't know if you're nervous yet. Not yet?
No, Karina.
Okay.
We're never scared.
Except against Canada, maybe.
I think you'll be eating those words shortly.
Ooh.
Bermuda.
Bermuda has made 3 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was second round of qualification in all 3 editions.
I can say this about Bermuda because I remember when they won the B level of our youth tournament, they went home and the airport was packed. So that country is waiting to see what you do next. All right, let's see what you pull out here.
Let's go. And the next team is Barbados.
Barbados has made 3 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was in 2010 when they reached the second round of qualification.
All right, let's see what's going on in Group E with Haiti, Cuba. Let's see what else, Tashana.
Let us see. And the next team is Honduras.
Honduras has made 5 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was pre-qualification round in all editions.
So let's see that Nicaragua will be the one going to Group F.
Definitely not least.
Make sure you're right, Shauna. Not a pressure here. Make sure it says Nicaragua on there. Take your time, Tashana. It's okay.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua has made 5 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was pre-qualification round in all editions.
Tashana, thank you for all your help. You made some of us nervous. All right, Lauren.
Thank you so much.
I'm ready.
Let's
I don't know
get
how I can
going.
beat her performance on that.
Composure.
I'm ready.
Game time. All right, let's see who you pull up in the first fair.
Antigua and Barbuda.
Led by Lisa Cole, Antigua and Barbuda has made 4 appearances in the qualifiers.
Lisa Cole has done a phenomenal job there, and I continue to look forward to what they do next. Let's see what we have in Group B.
U.S. Virgin Islands.
The U.S. Virgin Islands have made 4 appearances in the qualifiers.
All right, Group C.
Here we go.
Tashana, just keep your Jamaican cool over there, okay?
Karina, we're
I see you
never
breaking a
scared.
sweat over there a little bit.
We are never scared.
Grenada.
Grenada, the Spice Girls have made 3 appearances in the qualifiers.
Group D, that group
Three
is
left.
looking very Caribbean so far. Group D, let's see what's going to happen in Group D.
Belize.
This will be Belize's 3rd participation in the qualifying.
All right, here we go.
2 left.
Group E, you're doing a great job, may I say.
Honestly, this is harder than it looks. A
It
little
is
bit.
harder.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines have made 4 appearances in their qualifiers.
Last
And now
one.
the last one in Group E.
I
Thank you
can
for
do this
waiting
one
for
with
me.
my eyes closed, I think.
Oh, sorry, in Group F, Group F.
Dominica.
My country I grew up in, Dominica.
Dominica have made 4 appearances in the qualifiers and is the birthplace of Karina LeBlanc.
All right,
Ready?
let's see in pot 4 to see where everyone completes
Moving on to pot 4.
final group. Some nervous people at home right now, Lauren.
Going quick. I'm going quick. Anguilla.
Anguilla has made 2 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was the first round of qualification in both editions.
Anguilla's small island, but doing big things. Lauren, can you tell us who's going to be rounding out this group with Costa Rica?
Curacao.
This will be Curaçao's 2nd appearance in qualifying.
All right, Group C. Let's see
Next
who
one
will
going.
round out this very Caribbean group.
Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands.
This will be the Cayman Islands' 2nd appearance in qualifying.
Lauren,
Ready? 3 left.
3 more to go. Group D. Who's going to complete Group D?
Here you go. Aruba.
Aruba has made 2 appearances in the qualifiers. Their best result was the first round of qualification in both editions.
All right, Lauren, let's close
go.
up Group E.
British Virgin Islands.
This is the first time the British Virgin Islands participate.
Last one.
Last one.
You've got this, Lauren.
Here we go.
Group F. Closing out Group F.
Turks and Caicos Islands.
Turks and Caicos has made 3 appearances in the qualifiers.
Well,
Well, did you guys thought you got rid of me? I'm back.
She's back, and we're happy that you're back, because let's talk about these groups right now.
We need to dive into these groups. By the way, fantastic job by the both of you. I've officially lost my job of hosting. Karina, you're always just fabulous. But I want to dive deeper into these because these are some phenomenal groups for this qualification. So we have them up here. Let's jump over just to Group A with Mexico with that A1 spot. Any big games stand out for you, Karina?
You know, the thing with Mexico is, I know this, Mexico beat us in Canada to go to the Olympics, so they're a top contender. But for some of these smaller countries, these are massive games to be able to bring in some big stars like the Mexican players into their country.
Now, Tashana, I know that you said you're not scared of anyone. You're not scared of Canada, which I took to heart a little bit. I'm going to let it pass. But let's talk about your Group C. What game stands out for you that will be Jamaica's toughest challenge?
I would say if I should choose one, it's going to be Dominica. But with respect to everybody, I think I'll bank on my reggae girls going through in this round.
Well,
I can confidently say that my reggae girls will go through.
Dominican Republic definitely will give you some problems, but let's pause over to you. With Guatemala, are you feeling confident? How are you feeling? Because these games are going to be some at home.
Yeah, I'm feeling super confident. I'm really excited for the matchup versus Costa Rica, Central American rivalry. You always love a good rivalry game. I'm sure you guys know, so I'm really excited for that.
I think the toughest part about the CONCACAF is just all the games are so competitive. So you can look at any of these groups, and it's such a hard match, whether you're playing Jamaica. I mean, you guys have given us a run for your money. Guatemala, I mean, it's such an incredible tournament. So I cannot wait for these games. I'm sure you guys can't wait for these games. So for Karina, Tashana, Lauren, and myself, thank you so much for your help today. We wish the teams, coaches, players, and fans the best of luck in the first round of the road to FIFA Women's World Cup, Australia and New Zealand 2023. And as a final reminder, so you don't miss out on all the exciting action, these qualifying matches will take place during the FIFA Women's Match window on November 2021 and April 2022. That is it from us. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Ciao, ciao.
Woo!